Yes, it's Thursday. It's another thankful Thursday. Health, strength, and your ability to create wealth. What are you thankful for? It is July. We are the second week into July, the 7th month of the year. What are you thankful for? By now, you have to say something more than just health and strength and life. What details? What is more in depth? What have you started to write out the things that you wake up and are more appreciative for as we get through this year? Yes, this Thursday, I'm thankful for cycles. Yes, cycle. A set of events that happens over and repeatedly. You ever sit back and think about the various different cycles that happen in your life over and repeatedly? Simple as the year, we have the months of the year, and you break it down. We have the weeks, we have the weeks that go by, then we have the days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then guess what? And when we break it down some more, in those days, we have hours that go by, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and there's a particular set of cycles that happen over and repeatedly. If we open up wide of a scope, you'll start to see that we have seasons that happen over and repeatedly, a particular set of cycles. Cycles, when you start to think about it, number one, they're consistent, and two, because they're consistent, they're actually predictable. If you're a farmer, you use those seasons so you know when to plant, when to reap, when to maintain your soil, all of these things when it comes to cycles. Why I'm thankful for cycles is because we can learn so much from the cycles that happen inside our life. When it comes to goals, there's a lot, particularly a cycle that happens. You ever had a goal and you start to set out a goal, and depending on where you are in your discipline level, there's a cycle that happens. You say you want to accomplish something, and then you have all the excuses that goes on inside your mind, and then you push it to the back burner. Think about how many times you have done that. That's a cycle. And you should learn from that cycle. You should learn how to break that cycle. And one of the things you can do is, if you want to break that cycle, if you realize that when you say you set a goal, what we do is procrastinate to actually get started, is break that cycle by actually getting started by doing something towards that goal. When it comes to doing things, there's something that I learned along the way on my journey is that as a goal, when you set a goal, what we call like your dream, there's dream, there's struggle, and there's victory. When you set your goal up and you say what you want to accomplish, there's that struggle, the journey of how you're going to get from point A to point B. For a lot of us, a lot of goals never even make it out to the struggle or out of the struggle because it becomes an excuse. We start to procrastinate. We put it back inside the back burner. And that's a cycle in the struggle that, guess what? It never becomes a victory for us. All around you, you have various different cycles that you have the opportunity to break. Whether it's in your family, how you celebrate various different things. Simple as you probably want to create a cycle whereas when it comes to family dinner, maybe once a month, you celebrate birthdays inside your family instead of just setting it out in the chat. You want to create a more togetherness, so you break the cycle on how you celebrate and you set up a family chat whereas you say, okay, we're going to have potlucks instead of going out to eat or just setting out the chair, so you can start to create that togetherness and you create a cycle that bring you guys together. When it comes to your finances, look at where you spend the most of your money. Look at all of these things that you're doing every particular month. I bet you find a cycle. You'll find how you can change some of those cycles. Whether it's simple as you buying lunch every day at work, you could probably say, well, I'm going to pack lunch 2 days or 3 days out of the week, and you can break that cycle, whereas at the end of the month, you have more month than money. Cycles are so important because we can learn so much about ourselves, and we can see how we can help ourselves by using the cycles that we have in our life. Along the way, remember the words dream, struggle, victory. That is a cycle that you can actually put into practice and see how you can actually make things happen for you in the cycles that you have along the way. As you start to accomplish things, you're going to realize as you start to hit those goals and you get those victories, there's going to be some things you could celebrate, some things you should be grateful for. But guess what? The struggle is going to come back again, because guess what? That's just a cycle of life. Regardless of what you're going through, there's going to be ups and downs. life is cyclical. Business is cyclical. People, entrepreneurs, they will tell you, sometimes you have high times, sometimes you have low times. That's just the cycle of life. Once you understand that cycle of life, here's what you don't do. You don't panic, because here's what's going to happen. The cycle is going to change. Now, the good thing about it is that even though the cycle is going to change, you need to be prepared for it. Imagine a farmer expecting to reap a harvest in spring, but they didn't plant any seeds in fall. All right. So as you start to grow in these cycles, you're going to have to prepare for the next cycle that's coming up in the front of you. If you start to have a financial plan and you start to put things in place and you have a little savings now, when something bad happens to you, that's just a cycle of life. But here's the good thing. You prepared for it. So now you can get that extra spare tire because you have that savings plan. You can buy that refrigerator because you have those monies. All of these things in your cycles, you can learn how to prepare for things will happen. One thing that's going to be consistent in life with those cycles is it's going to be changes. So prepare yourself for it. Yes, it's another Thankful Thursday. Health, strength, and your ability to create wealth. It's going to be a certain set of patterns and events that happen in your life. Cyclical, like cycles, over and repeatedly. Prepare for it just as the sun comes up in the east and goes down in the west. You got to prepare for those cycles that's going to happen in your life. It's another Thankful Thursday. Health, strength, and your ability to create wealth. Remember, you can have the life you want. It's just up to you to create it. Monitor and change the cycles that you have going on in your life. Thanks for watching.